Hey, what's going on? My name is Dave Anderson, and the reason you probably have this on your timeline is simply because one of your black friends on Facebook, or one of your more enlightened black friends on Facebook, needed to express to you what's happening in the world, and so they sent me. Now, of course, like I said, my name is David Anderson, and people call me the business bully because I help people get really clear on their goals, their objects, their dreams, and then I have them hammer it down, and then I pressure them into making and taking massive action. So I'm going to deviate a little bit from just talking about business. Today I want to talk to you about a couple of things. And so before I get started, I want to address any racist or white supremacists or suspected white supremacists by getting a few things out of the way. First of all, I am not a Democrat. I am by all imagination a conservative. That does not mean I like Donald Trump by any far stretch of the imagination, nor does that mean that I'm a registered Republican. I vote my interests, which means I'm an independent, so I vote for who makes the most sense. I, like you, probably don't think much of Hillary Clinton. I think she's a crook. Now, for those of you who say, well, he probably is one of these Black Lives Matter people who hates cops, let me stop you there. My father worked for 3 different police precincts in 3 different cities and wound up working for the federal government and the state government as a law enforcement officer. My brother is a Philadelphia police officer currently. My aunt and uncle are Pennsylvania state troopers, so I have nothing but love and respect for cops who love and respect people and actually take the pledge to protect and serve and do just that. I know that all cops are not bad, okay? I know that some people feel like, oh, well, you know, maybe he has a crack-addicted mother. Well, my mother's retired and lives in Arizona. She was a teacher. I do not believe in handouts. I'm a big believer in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, okay? I pay taxes. I'm educated. I have a wife and 2 children. I have no children out of wedlock. I am drug and disease free. I have no addiction other than a good sandwich. So, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way. Oh, one more thing. Because the next thing out of your mouth is going to be, oh, he's one of these Black Lives Matter people and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not here for hashtags. I think hashtags are absolutely useless. They do nothing. I don't like marches. I don't like singing songs. I don't like any of those things. So basically, I'm a representation friend that you tell everybody you're not a racist. So that's me. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, I also want to let you know I'm not on welfare, nor am I an affirmative action hire. I own several businesses. I write best-selling books. My last book, Pitch, Close, Upsell, Repeat, is on the Amazon bestseller list for 29 weeks. Now, I believe in free speech. I believe in the right to bear arms. I believe that criminal records are irrelevant. But I do believe that white privilege is real. Systematic white supremacy is real. Government hired, trained killing machines are reality for black people. You can be a kid with a hoodie. You can be a woman just who forgot to change her turn signal. You can play your music too loud in the parking lot of a gas station. You can sell CDs. If you're black, these are crimes that are punishable by death, and you cannot ignore that. Now, I don't want to hear any of the, well, all white people don't do this, and all white people didn't own slaves, and all that's that, and the third, and all white people aren't racist. I know that. I have white people in my family who are blood relatives. I know, mind-blowing, right? Genetics are an amazing thing. Now, here's the thing. Whether you are a racist, a suspected white supremacist, a white supremacist, somebody who just does not like black people to date their daughters, or whatever the case may be, all of you who wear white skin benefit from white privilege. Your privilege is based on 2 things: your skin color and the 400 years of African labor that you got for free that built this country. Now, all lives do matter, but look at it this way. If you got AIDS and wanted to promote HIV/AIDS awareness to prevent other people from getting AIDS, you'd feel disrespected and pissed off if somebody said, well, what about breast cancer? That's what you do. It's insensitive, disrespected, unwarranted, and damn right ignorant as hell, okay? And I don't want to hear how much you love our music, how much you love our prowess in sports and entertainment, but not us. Okay? Another thing, the word thug can't be used against me. I'm not a thug. I don't have a criminal record. The word thug is a code word for nigger. And no, you're not allowed to say nigger. I'm so sorry. It's the one thing on this planet that white people just cannot do. And yes, some of us choose to use it as a term of endearment, and I know you can't figure out why, but the thing of it is, when it parts your lips, it kind of comes out with the disgusting smell of oppression all over your breath. So, no, I don't want to hear it. On top of that, let me be clear on a couple more things. Why can't you say it? Okay, here's why you can't say it. If my mother chose to call one of her girlfriends a bitch, like, hey, bitch, what's going on, bitch? Oh, bitch, you crazy. You know, that's different. If I were to then go to a woman and say, hey, bitch, it would sound different simply because I have a certain level of male privilege. And because of that male privilege, there's a bit of oppression that comes out of my mouth when I use that word, and even if I meant it as a term of endearment. The reality is, people are dying. People who look like me are scared. When I left my house this morning, my wife was like, please be careful, just please come home. You know, you have me and you have 2 daughters to think about. Please stop with black on black crime. Let me explain something to you. Black on black crime is some construct that somebody came up with in a PR department of a news station. Okay? It does not exist. You never hear Chinese people say, you know what? That Chinese on Chinese crime is ridiculous. But only with us. Okay? And statistically, if you're looking at numbers, the thing that you would call black on black crime, meaning a crime committed by a black person on a black person, is at an all-time low. 85% of all crimes that happen to whites happen by other whites, but we don't address that or call that an epidemic at all. Okay? And please stop pulling Chicago out of your behind. Okay? Because Chicago is just another tactic to deviate away from the situation. But if you want to talk about Chicago, we can do that. We can talk about the fact that there are lacks of resources where there are concentrated numbers of black people. All right? So if you put Chicago in the conversation, you put Detroit or Philly, and you give people very limited resources, it turns into Lord of the Flies. Okay? So if we're talking about our fear and our pain when it comes to people like Philando Castile, who did not have a criminal record and was killed anyway, Alton Sterling, who was selling CDs and had a gun in his pocket but did not pull it out, you saw the tape. Let us, for the love of God, please let us mourn. Let us talk about what we need to talk about, okay? And we don't want your pity, we don't want your charity, and we don't want your opinion. We just want the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness that you enjoy. Okay, so the reason that this has been posted on your page is because the things that you're saying or the things that you just can't relate to, I had to break down in a language that you could completely and utterly understand without any particular issue. Okay, so when we say Black Lives Matter, that's what that means. And I'm not talking about the hashtag. I'm talking about this skin and what comes with this skin. You'll never relate. You'll never be pulled over and wonder if you're going to make it home in time for dinner. You're never going to have that problem. You're never going to come out of a store and fit the description of somebody who just robbed another store 6 blocks away. You're never going to have that problem. And until such time as you do, until such time as you're really ready to talk about race, please don't say you understand or that people are making excuses. These are facts. And until you face facts, we can't have an interesting conversation that's going to get us anywhere. Now, to black people, I will say the time for marching and singing songs and hashtagging is over. It is time for you to get into your communities and make things happen. And by the way, I will say this. Damn near a good majority of white people have no problem exercising their rights to bear arms. If it were me and I were you, since you have that right, I would do the same. And I would make sure that I protect myself at all times. And that's that. You can be a law-abiding citizen. You can, obey instructions by police officers and still wind up dead. You can ask, what am I being pulled over for, and still wind up dead. But what we need to start doing is really start protesting in a way that's actually going to make some difference. You want to hurt somebody, you hurt their pockets. If white people were being killed at the rate that black people were being killed in this country, there'd be all types of epidemics, and the president would have to do something, and your congressman would have to do something. But right now, nothing's being done but a whole bunch of talking and visuals and marches and nonsense that's not going to get anybody anywhere. Okay? So, that's why I'm here. So please, do yourself a favor and share this with anybody who's white that you know that has a problem understanding what the hell it is that black people are going through right now. Again, my name is David Anderson. They call me the Business Bully. Please take care of yourselves and each other, just like Jerry Springer.